Hey guys, Miss Nichelle here, ready to do another project with you today. Today we're going to work on making our own paint because I went to the store to try and get some more paint and there was literally like nothing. But I had found a recipe for our own paint making, so let's try it out. All right guys, so here are the materials you will need to make your own paint. I have a medium-sized mixing bowl, a measuring cup, some flour, some salt, food coloring, and then these bottles I found at the Dollar Tree, and what I like about these is they have a little twist top, so when you're ready to use the paint, it'll be less mess when you pour it out. So let's get started making our paint mixture. All right guys, so you want to use equal amounts of flour, water, and salt. Where these bottles are a little bit smaller, I decided to just do a cup of each. So I'm going to add in the cup of flour, the cup of salt. I figured it's always best to add the dry ingredients and then add the wet ingredients. So I'm going to put the cup of water in here as well. And now our next step, I'm gonna use a whisk to mix this all up, get it all nice and combined together because you don't want it to be lumpy at all. You want to make sure everything is fully mixed together. And it looks like perhaps we might need a little bit more water. I mean, this is completely trial and error too. The original recipe I found called for 2 cups of each. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit more water and slowly add that in to make sure that the consistency is not too lumpy. So we'll add a little bit more water in here because obviously you don't want it to be too thick because then when you, when you spill, when you're trying to put it in the funnel, you want to make sure that it's actually going to go through. All right, this is looking a little bit better, I think. So we're going to mix this up, make sure it's nice and combined, and then we're going to get ready for the funnel. All right, so I think this is pretty much mixed up at this point. So let's move on to the next step. All right, guys, so our next step is going to be filling the actual bottles with our paint mixture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this slowly into the funnel so as not to clog it, which I'm apparently doing anyway. It may be trial and error. I may need to get a larger funnel. I just didn't want to use too big of a funnel. That way, if it was going very quickly, I didn't want to accidentally get everything everywhere. And I've already spilled water, so I was trying to be safe. But it looks like I'm going to need a funnel with a bit wider opening here. So I'm gonna shake this out quickly, like so. And then I'm going to try and get a bigger funnel. The only problem with that, I feel, is going to be whether or not it will fit inside of this bottle opening, but trial and error, we will see. All right, let's try a bigger funnel. This may work significantly better, and it looks like it should still fit. It looks like it will. Perfect. And just because I know how I am, I probably should put some paper towel under here. All right, so to continue on with filling our bottles, This looks like it's going to be a bit of a slow process, but that's fine because I'd rather have it be a slow process than too quick and risk spilling everything all over the place. All right, perfect. So depending on the mixture and the amount that you're able to fill into the bottles, you may have to make a couple batches. But like I said, it's 3 simple ingredients, so it's not a complete deep process to create this. All right, so this bottle is almost full, but I don't want to fill it completely because I want to have room to add in the drops of food coloring. So as you can see, this bottle is nice and full. So now I'm going to start filling another one. And this looks like it's getting a little bit messy, but as most educators know, when we're making a mess with children, it tends to be a lot more fun. All right, guys, so I'm gonna fill these and then we'll get on to the paint coloring process. All right, guys, so all of our bottles are filled and now it's going to be time to color our paint. So I have red, yellow, green, and blue food dye, and what you're gonna wanna do is slowly tip it over the opening and apply the drops in there. You can apply as many as you like. The more you put in, the darker it's going to be. The less you put in, the lighter it's going to be. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to place the cap on top and I'm going to give it a good shake. And slowly, this is going to start trickling down. All right, so let's try green. This is also going to be a great activity for working with your child on color mixing and discovering when you mix 2 colors, the color that it then creates, which we will be doing as well. So we'll have some primary colors as well as some mixed colors. All right, so let's get these primary colors done and then we'll start working on the mixed. All right, guys, so now that we've done some primary colors, we're gonna get ready to do a couple of mixed colors. So the shade that you want will determine how many drops of each color you're gonna put in. So if I'm gonna do orange, I probably only want to do maybe 3. Let's see how that goes. And then obviously with the yellow, I want to come at it much harder. All right, and then we are going to add just a little bit more water in here to help the consistency of the paint as well as the color permeate. And then we're going to get it shaking so that we're dispersing this color. All right, I'm gonna put that down for a minute. Our next one I think will be purple. I think purple will be a pretty shade. Do a few drops of the red and then obviously quite a few of the blue. Oops. All right, and then get a little bit more water to add into that one as well, because it'll make the consistency of the paint better as well as help it to permeate throughout the bottle. So pour a little bit. And then obviously if you need to add any more of the food coloring to get the desired shade that you want, that's totally fine too. Because right now this is not looking very purple. Trial and error. So it's also kind of a science experiment as well, because then you're counting and trying to figure out how many drops of food coloring you need in order to get your desired color that you're looking for. So let's finish trying to shake these up and then we'll show them off.